Right.
Would you talk about that?
Strength and structure for me, there's, I think in designing right now, you have to be aware of desire, comfort, something that you've known, but something to inspire, and something protective. So this collection is very much about a familiarity, which is what DKNY is. It's the streets of New York. So it comes from the masculine, the feminine, which there defines the structure of a masculine suit, thrown with her feminine, which is not anything new, but at the same time, extremely provocative. You know, something friendly, but done, you think, oh my God, I have that, but you don't have it. You know, it's just what you think you don't have, what you want. Oh my God, I didn't have that. That's cool. I want that.
Elements
It's friendly and touchable, but at the same time, desirable.
Did you see the movie?
The intellect, the artist, the rocker. You know, all the kind of people you'd find here in New York.
Exactly, that's what I'd like to talk about, because DKNY is considered, and Donna Karen, you're considered the best interpreter of New York fashion, and I come from Italy, so for us to look at you as like the great interpreter of the fashion of New York. And so what are the elements that would you just see in this collection?
I think for me, New York spells about architecture in the streets. You know, it's always in mass. You know, it comes right at you. There's an energy. It's an eclecticism. You know, it's not about a dominating thing of that's what you have to wear or anything like that. For DKNY, it is definitely eclectic. And I always feel about it's like always going into a candy store or a grocery store where it's sort of objects of desire. You know, fruit stands, you know, or a bookstore or a record store. But there are so many objects to choose from, but then it becomes your personality. And that to me is what New York is about. It's not as right here. It opens the possibilities of so many things. Where on the Donna Karan level, you know, I try to be much more focused into a particular philosophy of the body. You know, and finding architecturally and the strength and power of New York, but in a very pure way.
About New York and the esprit, the spirit of the time that the DKNY tries to express. What would save New York fashion?
What would save New York fashion? I don't think it's a question of being saved. I think we have to worry about what was going to save the world. I don't think New York, I think New York is a microcosm of the world. I don't think we're speaking of New York fashion, French fashion, or Italian fashion. I think we're talking about what's going to save the world right now. I think that's more important.
It was just because you recently talked about that, and there was this big discussion in WWD. It seemed like New York fashion is always something in like a critical period.
I don't think more so than any other. I think the fact that New York is like a large picture screen of the world. And I think when you see a difficulty here, you can see a difficulty in Paris, so you can see a difficulty in Italy. But when you see it in New York, it spells out the world. And I think that's primarily the difference. You know, when you're talking about a retail environment, because retail is not working here, it's not working anywhere.
Arts and technology. Arts and technology.
To me, the two have to be combined hand in hand, art and technology. One thing is to have an artistic hand, but it also has to be a desirable piece that functions. And in technology, what makes it even better? You know, how do we technologically get to the next level? You know, and bring fabrics into another being. You know, I can speak, you know, more on a collection level because it's more artisan, you know, that takes place. The artisan here is a familiarity with a twist to it. So it's taking scrap and putting it together and making it work. Where on a collection level, it is more a sculpture.
Okay, I think it's okay.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
I hope I helped.
Yes.
Hello.